Okay, it's Carwin here from the Failed Charge with Nick from Blitzed.
Hey.
How you doing, man? So we're playing a 2,000 point tourney style game of Age of Sigmar today with the mighty Ossiarch Bone Reapers taking on the hopefully squishy Seraphon Coalesced.
No, Starborn.
Starborn. Yeah, everyone else does Coalesced, but yeah, Nick's decided he's going to do it a bit different. Good stuff.
Good.
Yeah. So 2,000 points. Today we are playing shifting objectives, which is going to be interesting. And I've got no magic, and Nick's got a ton. So yeah, going to be
I have four
really.
spellcasters.
So this is going to be a really good test. So we'll run through the armies in a sec, and then we'll show you deployment and kind of kick off. Go from there. Talk to you soon. Cheers.
Yep.
Okay, 2,000 points of Petrifix Elite Ossiarch Bone Reapers, led by the Big Daddy himself, Katakros. And there's no spellcasters in this list. I'm playing a similar version to what I've played a month or two ago. It's really enjoying it because it's quite consistent, and it's also a good challenge for me not playing with any magic. It's going to be interesting against the mighty Starborn Seraphon list that Nick's going to be playing to see how I cope without being able to do anything about anything to do with magic. Next to Katakros is the Liege Cavalos. He's got the Godbone armor, which ignores the first hit or first wound damage in each phase. As Katakros is the general, I don't get to take the mighty Arcosian trait, unfortunately, but that's alright because I want Katakros to be able to be popping off his command ability each turn. I've then got 2 units of 10 Mortek Guard, as you can see on the left and right hand side, a unit of 20 Mortek Guard. I've then got the Crawler at the back there to rain fiery death upon the Seraphon, and then 2 Gothazar Harvesters, which are there to back up the Mortek Guard obviously and make them super tanky. Those harvesters are awesome. And then 5 Cavalos Death Riders there to harry the flanks and hopefully hold up the Seraphon a little bit and allow the rest of the army to do some damage. So it's going to be interesting to see how we go. We'll be back in a sec with Nick's army.
Right, this is my Seraphon list I'm taking today. It's a Fangs of Sotek Starborn list. I've got 6 heroes, which include Kroak, a Starseer, 2 priests, and 2 Star Priests. The orange priest is my general, who has the Master of Star Rituals, letting him use his command ability an additional time without spending a command point. And the orange Star Priest has the dagger, which lets me basically, if I do a wound in combat on a 5+, the model is slain. I have 2 units of Salamanders, both with 3 Salamanders and 10 Skink Handlers. And then I've got 2 units of 40 Skinks and 1 unit of 20 Skinks. They all have Blowpipe and Club. I've also taken the Balwind Vortex and the Prismatic Palisade as my endless spells.
Okay, so here we are. We've got the board here. So lots of lovely terrain, thanks to the illustrious Adam Norris and Failed Charge. So we've got a whole bunch of Mortek Guards sitting there on the outskirts, backed up by Harvester and the Liege Cavalos. And as you cruise over here, you'll see the catapult hugging the back of the board with the big unit of Mortek and another a Harvester sitting there with Special K, Katakros himself, another 10 Mortek Guards stretched out to pop the deployment zone a little bit, so that makes it a little bit harder for Nick with his Starborn teleportation, and then some Death Riders backing up there. So we've got some inspiring terrain there. What's that stuff? Mystical there. We've got some arcane in the middle. I won the roll-off and chose this side to stop Nick being able to deploy everything on the arcane terrain. Probably a little error for me was that he's got plenty of places over there to hide all his stuff from my catapults, but that's okay. He's got to come out eventually. We've then got some sinister terrain, some more arcane, some more sinister. This is the Nexus for today. We forgot to bring it, so we just decided to use that. Looks kind of bone reapery. And then we've got some damn terrain, some more arcane, some mystical, some more mystical, some Damn Terrain, some more Mystical, and some Arcane. So over here you've got a big blob of 40 skinks. You've got the Starseer sitting up the top there, and hiding just like the big legend he is. That's why he's been able to be so old and still survive. It's Kroak, and some Salamanders over there, Salamander pack. There's another Skink Priest or something hiding in there.
Priest and a Star Priest.
Yeah, Priest and a Star Priest. Oh, there's a Star Priest hiding over the back there. You've got a unit of 20 skinks, a unit of 40 skinks. Over the back there, you've got some more Salamanders, and there's another skink. Priest and Star Priest hiding down there. So that's it. Which one's the shifting objective? Do you want to roll for that,
Sure,
Nick?
so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Sure. 4. Oh, yay. So we've got the middle. The middle is the objective. So rock and roll. There we go. Okay, so we'll be back with some tactics, and then we'll move forward from there. Cheers.
So my tactics for today are basically push up and do some damage. I've found the new Starborn to be very much like Daughters of Cain, where they rely on their heroes to buff up the big units, and the big units to buff up and start hitting things. So I do have my castle over here with Kroak and my Star Priest, or Starseer, sorry. I am hoping to get the Barwind off with Kroak and hopefully use the ability to channel through my skink wizards to get his spells off on it with a bigger range. I've got my salamanders over here that I'm probably going to teleport up to try and take out something. And basically, did 2 big units of skinks. I'm just going to buff up, push them forward and shoot. I can make them run and charge. And they do have the extra movement in turn 1, so hopefully I'll be able to take something out. I might even try and take out Katakros with the 6s to wound and mortal wounds, with the blocks of 40. With the blocks of 40 skinks, they're shooting 80 shots each shooting phase, and when they get charged, I can spend a command point to make them shoot that again. So it's a lot of mortal wounds coming out. I am getting 1 command point per turn, but then Kroak's rolling 3 dice, the Starseer's rolling 1 dice. On a 4+, I get a command point, and then the 2 Star Priests will be rolling a dice. On a 5+, I get another one. So I'm hopefully going to be quite flush with command points, and then we'll see how we go.
Okay. Oh man, this is going to be so rough. So he's got the Balewind vortex, which means he can extend Kroak's spell range. Plus, he can use these other skink dudes to be able to cast Kroak's spell. So I've got to hope he's going to have some really bad dice, and he's just not going to get his spells off. It's just like ick. But then Kroak's getting like +2 to cast. So really, I'm just going to do what I can. I've got a little bit more in the way of bodies over here, so I've spread myself out to try and cover all 3 objectives depending on what's going on. Katakros is pretty central in that he is so he can spread his healing and obviously his range. I need to keep him out of range of the skinks, because otherwise he's just going to die to those mortal wound bonuses. We're just got to try and I just got to hope the harvesters do their thing as well. I've got to just get into them, because once the Mortec start getting into the skinks, I start whittling them down, they really start losing their effectiveness. So, I'm going to give him. I've just got to measure out the distances with the skinks and remind myself as to what their range is in terms of, because I think they can move and shoot and charge, move and run and shoot / charge. So I've got to make sure that I get the range right before I give him first turn. But really, I want to do that to make sure I can see some of his priests. Alternatively, I've just got to measure the range, then I might take the first turn and bomb the shit out of one of the skink units to really reduce its effectiveness as much as possible. Most likely this one on the left hand side here who's got more skinkies, because the less shots he has, the less damage you're going to take, and then once those skinks are gone, He's got very little that can really take the objectives. The Salamander packs got a few bodies, but they're going to take some damage as well. Anyway, that's how I'm going to roll. It depends on where the objectives go. We'll just see how we go. Cheers. I measured out the distances, and he could get stuck into me in the first turn with his blowpipe, so I thought I'll just go get some objectives and then do some bombing. That didn't go so well. So here, as you can see, the Mortec big unit moved up centrally to tag that objective up there. These guys moved up to tag that one. These guys actually hung back a bit just to see, make him make some different choices with that unit depending on what he's going to want to do. And then these guys basically sat where they were. The Katakros went over a little bit. The Nexus tried to put Neg 1 to hit on that unit of Skinks and failed. And then we gave, in the shooting phase, the only thing obviously in range was the Crawler. Gave it the extra attack, as you do from the Katakros, or really Katakros doesn't really matter. And 4 dice, shooting at that big unit of Skinks up there. 4 shots, 2 ones on the hit rolls, and then a 1 and a 2 on the wound roll. So no Skinks dead first turn. Big old back foot is the OBR. That is okay. We'll see how we go from here. So we'll come back with Seraphon turn 1. Cheers. Okay, so here we go. There's a lot less Bone Reapers on the field. So we've got a unit of Skinks here moved up to hug the turn. And look at that, they're looking all like a moon, isn't that lovely? With the Generali and one of the other Star Priests there. We've got the unit of 20 moved up here to contest that objective with the Salamanders running in behind them. And then we've got the other big unit of 20 down here with the Star Seer and another priest down there. Kroak's doing his best to hide back on the Balewind. So Kroak got Balewind off. He also got the Comet's Call, I think it's called. Yep. And did some mortal wounds to the 2 Harvesters and the Crawler at the back there. Then he got off a whole bunch of other stuff, including a Palisade, just sitting there being really annoying. So a whole bunch of buffs up. So that skink unit and the big skink unit were +1 to hit and doing mortals on a 6+ to wound in addition to the normal wound. So down here, he split his attacks between the big unit in the middle and this little unit here. Only did 4 wounds to that unit. Nuggeted about 2 or 3 off this unit. And took 6 off that unit there with some really poor save rolls from the OBR. So now we're going to move into the priority roll for the next turn, which is going to be really interesting.
6.
Okay. So I guess you'll be going into the next turn then, Nick.
I will.
Yay. All right, so we'll be back with Seraphon turn 2, and I'm expecting you're not going to see a lot of these guys left. All right, see you soon. Okay, so with Nick winning the priority, decided to take turn 2. It was 5 victory points to 4 as he took all the objectives in the first round. So Nick, do you want to talk us through your hero phase and movement phase?
Yep. So I gave my big block of Skinks over here the +1 to hit, the run and shoot and charge, and the 6s to wound and mortal wounds. And I basically just moved them up. The idea is going to be to shoot the Death Riders and then charge into the Mortec in the front. Over in the middle, I gave the +1 to hit on the Salamanders, just so they got the 2+ to hit. The same idea here. I'm going to try and shoot the Harvester and then charge into the guard in the front. I do have my unit of 20 Skinks still over here, ready to shoot. They're unbuffed though. I teleported Kroak up here, so if there's another turn, I can start throwing out his other spells. The block over here of Skinks has the run and charge bonus, the +1 to hit, the 6 to mortal wounds, ignores battle shock, and another +1 to save. So they're 4 up saves, and they're getting ready to charge in as well. And I've also got the Salamanders over here. So basically I'm going to try and take out this unit here, maybe even get into the Liege Cavalos. And yeah, I've just moved up all my heroes behind the blocks.
Yep. Some little heroes in there. And then we've got the 2 in the commanding position. It's not commanding terrain, but it's a good position, overseeing what's going on. The OBR rolled 0 6s on 9 dice and managed to to start with. I've only got 7 discipline points, so that's better than 3 or 4. Yeah, and we'll come back after the shooting and charge phase, where I'm not expecting there to be much in the way of OBR around. Oh, and he put the minus 1 to hit, Blazing Starlight on the unit of Mortek card. Right, we'll be back in a sec. So, shooting after the shooting and shooting charges in combat. So the Salamanders charged in with a big 11-inch onto the Liege Cavalos there. We've then got this big unit of Skinks charged in and hammered into the unit of 4 that was there, and this unit here that was about 16 or so. You'll notice that the 2 harvesters are gone. They got shot off by the combination of salamanders and skinks. Then over here, one of the Death Riders got shot off, and one of the Mortek Guard. And then these skinks charged in there. They actually dragged, when they pulled in, they dragged in the Death Riders, who then managed to get in to rolled abysmally, but did a few wounds at least. So we've got 2 Mortek Guard out of 20 there, 1 out of 10 there, and these guys are now, these Cavalos taken 2 wounds. So he tanked up quite a bit, which is cool. So now we'll come back in a few minutes with Ossiarch Bone Reapers turn 2. So OBR turn 2. We actually managed to do some stuff. So the hero phase, Katakros just popped his usual little ability to give himself the +1 to hit and the extra save. The catapult tried to bomb the general skink and rolled a 5. I only need to roll a 6 because it had taken some damage. Boo. In hindsight, if I hadn't healed it, I would have killed him because I would have rolled the 5. So yeah, maybe I needed to think ahead a little bit better. So that's a good learning curve, though. It's a good learning. I healed up one of the Death Riders to bring that back up to 5. I had healed that for 3, and I'd put some more Mortek Guard over there, but they died. Down here in the so in the shooting phase, the catapult failed to kill the Skink Priest or Skink General. He took 2 wounds after obliterating 6 skinks. Katakros had actually got a charge off and killed 9 skinks and did a couple of wounds to the salamanders. And these guys chewed up after the Mortek died. Chewed up a whole bunch of skinks, but the general there used 2 command points to keep both of those units around, and he rolled a 3 on the battle shock for those guys, so they didn't run. So at the end of the OBR turn 2, we've got no victory points, so it's 10 to 4. I think it's pretty much game over here, but we'll see how we go. We've only got time for one more turn under a tournament time frame, which is okay. So many skink dice getting rolled, that's part of the problem. So we'll roll for priority first and see how we go. 1. I've got a chance here.
No,
1. No, I don't. I rolled a 1 as well. I guess you're going, are you, Nick?
I'll take it.
Yay! Okay, and I'll go and roll my Relentless Discipline, but we'll get on with your turn, and it'll probably much be game over. With a big unit of skinks, it's about to get buffed and murderize everything down here. So yes, all right, we'll come back with Seraphon turn 3. Okay, so Seraphon turn 3, as you can see, there's not a lot left on the board for the OBR. So I rolled 5 dice for my Relentless Discipline, got no extras, but still had 7, which is really awesome. Then it all went really, really pear-shaped. So, moved over here with his unit of skinks and just surrounded them, just chipped a few wounds off the catapult. The salamanders proceeded to do almost kill the I did 6, took him up to 6 wounds, so he had a wound left. Did the Liege Cavalos, and then over here there was some shooting into Katakros, took him down to 11 wounds, so he had 9 remaining, and chipped off one of the Death Riders. And then in the charge phase, that's where it all got really cool, because these guys got charged a 3d6 charge and rolled a 16 and got into the catapult. Yay, I was so excited. And then they didn't bother charging down there. So in the combat phase, in terms of the hero phase, very little really got off. The skinks over here, the priests and stuff only got off a couple of buffs. There was a need 1 to hit on the Death Riders, which we forgot about in the end. There was the +1 to hit for the salamanders there, and +1 to hit for these guys, this unit of 20 here.
Was that range for a lot of it?
Yeah. It was a good lesson in the wholly within situation and making sure of your movement because Nick found out that he was like a few guys were like there was half a base in it sort of situation. So it was a good lesson. That's about the only lesson I reckon you'll take out of this. Haven't really given you much of a crack. So we're not going to do OBR turn 3. There's no point. Nick's way ahead on 15-4. I can't do much down here other than kill some skinks. Katakros got eaten up in combat by the 3 salamanders there. Nick rolled really well, did a bunch of mortal wounds. And got through the saves and did the last 9 wounds to kill the big man. And then down here they did nothing. The Kavalos killed 2, and of course these guys got swamped. So there's not a lot that's going to be able to happen for the OBR turn. So we're just going to leave it there. And well done, Nick. Great game. So we'll come back in a couple of minutes with some end of game kind of discussion and just see what we took away from in terms of learning curves. Cheers. Okay, wow, I just got obliterated. It was awesome. So, so next done. Sorry, got to make sure we're on brand with our fail charge. There we go.
And trigger and Gabe.
That's it. Very good. So mate, what did you take away from that game?
I think one of the big things that I stuff it up even when I was playing daughters is the bubbles for buffs. Got to make sure I'm staying within the bubbles. I think the charging in turn 2 really took me out of all the bubbles. I think just because I wanted to kind of get into combat.
See how it went, yeah. But it was good because then we saw how the Skink's shooting was pretty impressive with the mortal wounds on 6s. But then they got into combat and they hit more because they had +1 to hit. They were hitting on 3s?
Hitting on 3s, winning on 4s.
On 4s with their clubs, and they still had 2 attacks each because of their numbers. So they did more damage in combat. And I was sitting there going, you could have just sat. We were talking about the fact that in a tournament you could have sat on those objectives and made me come to you. Because at the end of the day I would have had to come in, you had plenty of command points, could just shot me on the way in with that just hideous little command ability that you've got.
I didn't even go off this game.
No.
I made all the charges.
You made all the charges, and I was just trying to chew through you. And just couldn't do it quick enough and lost too many guys. I think you played really well, positioned well. There's a few dice rolls, but at the end of the day, that's all part of it, and you just got to be better with your play.
Yeah.
So I think I forgot quite a few times the Katakros to do the need 1 to hit with a scroll bearer. Having said that, I went and had a look, and when he takes a wound, he loses the scroll bearer. I think he's 0 to 2. So 2 wounds, second wound. So I might have had it, I think, for turn 1 that I forgot it. But and then forgetting to roll the command point thing too. And then when I did remember, I didn't nick any command points. But
I think it would have mattered too much because I always had more than 3 command points. I finished the game with 4 command points.
Because you're rolling 5 dice, 3 with Kroak,
rolling 3 with Kroak, 1 with the Starseer.
So 4 dice on a 4 up, and then 2 on a 5 up.
Yeah. And I get the free one.
And you get a free one. So you could get 6 command points at a turn. Yeah, Seraphon is so bad. They are terrible. But this is an interesting build. And probably not a great matchup for me. Like if we came in a tournament, I'd be just going, oh my gosh. I still thought I was in with a crack, particularly. It was really the start, not killing any of your stuff with that first shot with the catapult. Because that would have shored up my left-hand flank a little bit better.
I think my list deals out so many mortal wounds. Yeah. And OBR, you can't use the shield wall against shooting. So you don't really get to use those abilities. So it is a list I think I'm going to fine-tune a little bit. I don't know if I don't know if the Barwind and the Palisade are worth it.
I don't reckon the Palisade's worth it.
Yeah.
It didn't really do anything.
Yeah, but I think it's like just I had a couple points left over.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but you could squeeze another bound spell in there probably. Maybe. Yeah. Anyway, got some tweak. It's going to be impressively. It's really hard. I'm going to look forward to trying to figure out how to beat the thing. We've got some more games coming up in the not too distant future. Probably more once COVID's sorted itself. But as you can see, we're distancing.
Yeah. It's just an optical illusion. We're actually in 2 different rooms.
That's it. Yeah, we're doing very well. We've got some more games coming along at some stage. Still got some to put through, but learned a lot. It's been good. Yeah. So, mate, thanks very much for taking the time out to do the game. And as always, if like, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff, share the video. Go the fail charge. Take it easy, guys. Cheers.